Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Am I heard now? Oh, you fucking kidding me? Hey. Oh! I heard me. Blah, blah, blah. I can hear myself. Am I heard now? I think I did. Let's see if I can pick up everyone else. Oh. Can they not hear you? Oh! I hear me. Say something,
Here
guys.
comes the sun. Do 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 do.
Okay, I think they can hear you now. Okay.
Yes.
Yippee.
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Right. Hello, everybody. If the music... They probably can't even hear the music, can they?
Here, I'll try.
It's fine, who
There's
cares?
no
It's
music.
fine.
Give me a minute. I know how to fix
Who
it.
cares?
I know how to fix it.
Okay, Fennec says yay, so I assume they can hear all of us.
Okay, the music's back now.
Okay.
They can hear all of us. They can hear the music. We're all good. Sorry about that, everybody. Technical difficulties. Hello, welcome back to DBM cast number 3. Thank you for the support on the last 2 casts. Yeah, this is our not our first original DBM manager, but like, I wouldn't call this like a really big matchup compared to the other 2 that we've done. My name's Saul. I'm one of the owners of this cast. Anyone else? Go and introduce yourselves.
Hi.
Okay, we've had... okay, next person.
Hola.
Okay, they didn't really give really good introductions. That one's Pin. Pin's really cool. Also, one of the owners of this as well. And then we have Germ. Germ's one of the judges. As, like the last cast, if you check that out. Right. Today, we're going to be debating Dr. Coomer.
Spamton.
Oh. Today we're going to be debating Dr. Coomer from Half-Life, but the AI is self-aware versus...
Can I go now?
Yeah, that was your cue.
Oh, Spamton.
From Deltarune.
Yippee.
I will be representing good old Dr. Coomer, as you can see based on our profile pictures. I don't know why Germ's profile
I'll be
picture...
representing Spamton.
And Germ will be the voice of the people, apparently, judging by their profile picture.
True and real.
Okay. Who would like to go first?
Well, Dr. Kuma's a little bit more unknown, so let's start with him.
Oh, shall we start with Spamton because he's a bit more known?
Fine, I'll do Spamton first. Spamton is a homeless man who loves to sell things. You first meet him in Deltarune after having some shenanigans with the Queen, and then you have a little bit of a boss battle with him. He talks really weird. He goes like "shot, big shot." It's that song. Everybody likes that song. I like that song. After that, he becomes more of a shopkeep man, and he even has a secret boss fight where he gets even stronger, and kind of like how Jeva was in Chapter 1. But Spamton has deep, dark secrets with Gaster, probably. It's implied.
Likely. Hopefully.
He's homeless man, first homeless man on the cast.
Oh.
No,
Well, actually,
Springtrap. Springtrap, almost man.
I was gonna say Springtrap, but he probably got spring locked with his with the keys to his house.
Yeah. Yeah, he has to dig them out.
Oh, it's like he sat on his keys. Oh my god. Alright, who's Coomer?
Hello, Gordon. Dr. Coomer is a self-aware AI from Half-Life, but the AI is self-aware. This story follows Dr. Gordon, well not Dr. Gordon Freeman, as an experiment goes wrong and Black Mesa goes up in flames. Him and alongside the science team attempt to try and escape. Dr. Coomer is a very interesting character. He's a broken, almost like tutorial AI, attempting to give hints to Gordon because he is the player. He's the only one who's outside of this game. As we go through the facility, you learn that there's more than what seems to Dr. Coomer, and after an event where he used his almost go-go gadget legs, he jumps outside of the map, realizing that there is nothing. he has a conflict with Gordon in which he wants to enter his mind because he wants to leave this game. While that does fail, Dr. Coomer, he's fine. It's weird because he kind of snaps back to relative normalness. He justifies his actions with killing an evil clone, although that is dependent on what you believe, which I'll get into a bit later. Overall, he's a glitchy, terrifying, and surprisingly powerful character.
Very similar to Spamton.
Yes, they are basically the same character. If you know, if Deltarune let you have Spamton join your party, this is what Dr. Coomer is.
And Spamton is applied to be aware he's in a game.
Yeah. I don't know where to start. Who should start?
That's a great
Any
question.
questions, Drew? Would you like
Any
to
questions?
ask any questions to get us started?
Sorry, I just sneezed.
pressure.
I'm discombobulated. How about Saul? You talk about Coomer a bit. Like,
Okay.
how about stats?
Oh gosh, we want to jump into stats already. Dr. Coomer is not your average person. While he is human, he has a bunch of different cybernetics that physically enhance his body. He has cybernetic arms, which allow him to reach down and grab somebody. He has cybernetic legs, which are stated to let him jump over a mountain, which he kind of demonstrates by jumping up the world border, and a cybernetic lungs, which help him from drowning. In terms of stats, Coomer has a bunch of different feats. On the baseline, he's able to take like great falls, explosions to the face, shotgun blasts. He can't feel pain. He lost that ability 3 years ago, so nothing really keeps him down. I'm just gonna go into the low end stuff right now. He should be comparable to the rest of the cast, especially into some of the stuff that we get into, like there's a bullet reacting feat which gets him. See, I have a bunch of numbers because surprisingly this verse gets calced. You really wouldn't think that this verse would be pretty easy. It just kind of gets at like 285 miles per hour, which is still pretty good.
Definitely.
For some higher stuff, his energy leap gets to 0.001452 tons of TNT, which is the energy that he would need to do the actual, mine, jump over things, which is surprisingly high for a guy like Coomer. But his, I guess it's fine to talk about kind of the main feats this early on. Let me kind of thrown through a loop here. Dr. Coomer can scale to there's a rocket ride, which a character named Bubby, he kind of rides a rocket into space, which you can't. Basically, the feat is you can't really compare Bubby to the rest of the cast because he's kind of stated to be more powerful than everything else apart from one thing that I'll bring up later. But you can scale to the rocket's full kinetic energy, which depending on the high or low ends, what you choose to buy, that'll either get 0.53 tons of TNT or 21 tons of TNT. In terms of speed, Bubby has also, because I have to bring him a lot, has wanted to go back to space one time. Don't ask me why. And Coomer performs a similar feat. Now, you can kind of scale this to reaction feat because they got a, obviously they're reacting, they know where they're going. And that gets to Mach 419. Oh, it's a massively hypersonic feat. Also, though, there's ways that you can get this feat higher by what Coomer did, because it's more comparing the Coomer jumping outside the map, right? The time frame and all that. So you can get this to Mach 409, which is about... because there's a lower end as well, so it's like 12 times lower than that one. Or you can get it to a higher end of Oh, give me a minute for enough. Yeah, Mark 5.17 as well. Oof. There's some higher stuff that I can get into, but I'm gonna leave that for later.
Very impressive. Moving on over to Spamton. In terms of stats, really quick, Deltarune characters are not really as powerful as Undertale characters are.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get that out of the way first. That's different universes. So until Spamton can fight Sans one-on-one, I doubt much of that kind of scaling.
Yeah.
However, in terms of speed, what Spamton can do is he is basically speed even with Chris. And Chris can dodge electricity bolts.
Yeah.
And also, Chris can also dodge bullets that can travel faster than sound. So supersonic speed for Spamton, which I think is pretty impressive already.
Yeah, is there a number on that lightning feat? Because I know lightning feats are pretty contentious of, like, is it actually, because to have a lightning feat quantify, it has to be provable, like, natural lightning. You know, like how,
I'd go with,
you know, like how
I'd go with a slower end of lightning, because I think it's just an attack of lightning.
Yeah.
Kind of like how in Avatar it's like an attack of lightning, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is still very impressive, but I think more times than not, I think Deltarune scales past supersonic, which I think is still faster than Coomer, if I remember.
No. That is not faster than Coomer, because Coomer is hypersonic through the space travel feats, which would be a kind of tier higher than supersonic feats.
Well, didn't you say that Bubby is the one who did that?
No. I was comparing not only Bubby, but Coomer has a feat of his own, which gets to the Mark 409, which was the, you know.
Well, in case nobody knows, Bubby is a very, very powerful entity.
Yeah.
In their universe. Bubby is, I think, implied or outright stated to be the son of G-Man.
He is.
Pretty sure.
He is. Yeah.
So I think scaling Coomer to Bubby is a little contentious.
Well, I actually did mention that nobody can scale to the full power of Bubby apart from a thing later. What I'm comparing is the feat that was done by Coomer, which is he jumps outside the map and then he's just like back, you know? He jumps out, Gordon's like, oh, he's gone, turns back, and he's like, aye, there's nothing out there. So, roughly by the time and the distance that he'd have to jump, you can scale his speed to that. I'm not scaling to Bubby apart from a bit later, but it's a bit, you know, later. Oh, Tommy's the son of G-Man, sorry.
Okay, so...
Yeah, Tommy is the son of G-Man, not Bubby. Yes. Yes, no, Bubby's a scientist. Yeah, it's fine to scale to, Bubby.
At, I think in the lower end, Spamton can scale to Mach 1.96.
That's pretty good. I mean, no one kind of close, but...
Yeah. And then the electricity can get higher, but then I understand that's pretty contentious in terms of versus. Yeah, there's more interpretable.
If you just want to put like a number on it, just so people know, like if they buy it, you know, what's the number? Because I'm
okay, for Lightning, 606.20 miles per second is what it was calculated.
600. Okay. So.
Which, yes, it's definitely faster, but
it's not like
again,
too much.
Lightning is contentious.
It's
still very contentious.
And it's not even like a huge speed difference. It's not to a point where Spamton would like be blitzing, you know?
So, in my opinion, I think Spamton and Coomer, in terms of speed, would be around the same level. If we're counting their higher end stuff.
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
in terms of strength, Spamton, he's comparable to Susie, or he could survive Susie's attacks.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, small building level, which pretty impressive, but I think probably Coomer can get higher than that in terms of strength, right?
Yeah, the rocket feat would get him to building level.
Yep.
With the
and Coomer can get Coomer can get hired. Sorry, not Coomer. Spamton. I almost was helping Coomer there. That wasn't very good. Spamton. He can get to city level with reality warping, which we will touch on a little bit.
Yeah.
But he, in my opinion, Spamton's higher end feats that are more interpretable can get much higher than Coomer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still very contentious.
Yeah.
For stats, at least.
There's the speed feat that I bring up. There's not going to be a big difference between them. It's what, Mach 400 versus Mach 600. It's not.
Yeah. So they're essentially the same speed, pretty much.
Yeah, and that's if you buy the lightning stuff, of course, which is up to your interpretation. Because lightning is very weird in verses. Okay.
What's his intelligence looking like?
Okay. Coomer's a very weird one in terms of intelligence, because obviously he's a broken tutorial NPC. Where he'll kind of randomly spout out Wikipedia articles. Like he's spitting out like Wikipedia articles on chairs, on trees. He does have good knowledge on like Black Mesa stuff. I'd argue he has, not that I'd argue, it is true, he's had more combat encounters than Spamton. Spamton's had the one, while Coomer has had multiple against people who are like I guess there's an argument to be made, oh well, Spamton's fought like, you know, Chris and that, and they could be higher, but not Spamton. Coomer has also fought people with like similar combat experience.
I agree. Spamton's in a similar boat in terms of intelligence. He also spouts off random things and discombobulates a lot. So, in terms of battle intelligence and IQ intelligence, that won't really play a huge factor in this fight. But if we're counting it, then I think Coomer does have combat experience.
I think combat experience is important here, though. With a character like Coomer, all the fights that he's been in, you know, it shows that he's a lot more willing to do a lot of like. He's a lot more versatile foes, and he has fought people like.
It is pretty funny. Like Coomer fought a big dude and won. Spamton fought little dudes.
Yeah.
So funny to think about.
And that big dude also.
Hello.
Yep.
Real
Hi.
quick. Hi. I know. I forgot I was here too. What's it called? So I believe. So I'm looking at the chat. Phoenix says, "Aren't the space travel feats more reactive speed?"
Yeah, but also like, travel speed isn't really gonna do anything. Like, yeah, they're reactive speed, but also he is traveling those distances in that time. They're still movement feats.
You do the same thing for Spamton in terms of like the Mach speeds. They're basically the same. That's why I'm not really contentious about it.
Yeah, like,
okay.
He's jumping, he's moving. It would still be a movement feat, and it would also still be a reaction feat. You know?
I mean, I understand what also Finnick is saying. That he's not really moving that fast. Like the ship is moving that fast, not really him. He's not really reacting to it, really, unless I'm misunderstanding the context of what happened.
Because I mean, he's still reacting to like the jump and stuff, and he's able to react to his own. Like, if he wasn't able to react to his own movements, he just, you know, boing, fly off the map. He'd have to react to his speed, because he jumps off the map and he's able to come back. You know, this is clearly a reaction point there where he's able to pull himself
And
back.
is there like a statement anywhere where we know how big the Half-Life VR map is?
Not really. I'm trying to think now, because it's something. Like, yes, maybe.
Because I think that'd make it contentious with like, oh, I'm gonna jump to space. Well, what is space? In terms of like a
there
game.
are you can at least what is it, the fuck, I forget what it is. It's called the
Well, to help you out a little bit, it's a little semantics to be like, oh, well, what is space for a game map?
Yeah.
It's a little bit like if they said I went to space, then there's no reason to not believe them.
I think there's
Unless Coomer is a notorious liar or something.
He's not really. There's also I think it's like there's the argument of because they mention like a lot of satellites within the series. So for a satellite to be able to work that way, it would need to at least be 200 to 800 I think that's kilometers, whatever, away from the sea level. So, and
the only reason why I'm like putting in question the space feed and the rocket feed is because, as you said, Coomer went, "Oh, there's nothing out there."
Yeah.
When he tried to jump out of it,
Yeah.
which him jumping out of the map is still gets him pretty high.
But the thing is, they'd have to have something to have those satellites in, so he would have to go like, even if it was just like a bit beyond, then there's nothingness, you know?
Were the satellites actually used, or did he just say it was there?
I mean, satellites are mentioned throughout the series.
Because if they're I believe in Half-Life VR, they're not like the only one who's aware they're a game character is Coomer, right? It's like I guess Gordon.
Yeah, because Gordon. Yeah.
And they wouldn't know that there's nothing out there except for Coomer.
Yeah.
So of course they would say that they're satellites because they're programmed to think that.
I still think you're being a bit semantics here.
That is semantics.
You very much being semantics. You're trying to compare like a space feed when I can say satellites.
But you could say the same thing about Deltarune because you could say like, well, nothing in the Dark World is real, so nothing matters.
Yeah, but Spamton has no feet.
So again,
the Dark World.
Basically, he's not a real person.
Also, for the rocket feet,
So,
also for the rocket feet, I mentioned that I'm not scaling Coomer to Bubby, even though that's completely fine. I'm scaling to the kinetic energy of the rocket.
Yeah, which I personally do believe. So
which
again,
is completely fine.
I don't think stats. Which the higher ends in terms of stats, Spamton can get slightly higher, but not enough where it matters.
I wouldn't know. What was the tons on your Spamton feet?
I don't really remember.
You can't throw out a claim like, oh yeah, he's better in stats and then not have a number to back it up.
I don't really remember what I said. Oh, sorry. He scales past Jevil and Susie, and they're like small building level, which I think you said Coomer can get to actual large building.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Yeah. So Spamton, I think higher end can get slightly faster, and Coomer is strong.
Hang on a minute. Going back to that space feat, you mentioned those characters. I think it's the one that I mentioned before. Bubby literally goes to space.
Right.
So he would know.
Said that Coomer can do that.
Yeah, Coomer can do that. But what I'm saying is like, there's the argument of like, oh yeah, is he like, he only would know about that layer, but there has to be space for Bubby to be able to go into that in a rocket, or just fly up as he does.
Well, Bubby is much different than.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that knowledge, and you said that yourself, that you shouldn't have knowledge of the game.
This is very much a big semantics argument. Let's move on a little bit from the stats.
I'd still say that Coomer.
I actually was about to say that we should probably we're a bit hung up on this. I think.
Okay, I would say that Coomer's the better stats.
Since I would say that from what little you two have said about this outside of this specific cast, this is more of a hacks battle. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'd argue that Coomer's
for me, for Spamton, it.
Yeah, Coomer's stats are a big part of it. That's why I'm trying to get it in that he should have a start advantage with the not just the 21 tons feet, but the 900 tons feet as well.
Now, what Spamton has and Coomer has are clones.
Hey, let me talk about my character. My character's abilities.
Oh,
Dr. Coomer is large building? Yeah. He is by what Versus Wiki would consider
because of the tectonic space travel thing, right?
Oh, I will say
like kinetic energy.
Really quick. Oh.
Yeah,
what did you say, Germ?
I was gonna say, Fennec says Spamton can neg durability by attacking the soul.
We'll talk about that.
The Undertale soul stuff is like a whole other debate.
Okay, just wanted to mention it in case we thought that went with stats.
No.
You know what I mean?
I'll talk about it. We're talking about stats first. Durability won't really super matter, but we'll talk.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get attack potency and speed. Durability is going to be completely different. Okay, do you want to talk about Spamton's hat since he has a bit more to go over?
You can go ahead and talk about Coomer's a little bit.
Okay, Coomer has some pretty basic weapons which are shown to be able to affect the other cast members, so his weapons should be able to scale to his like durability stuff. He has grenades, rifles, shotguns, bows, rocket launchers, tranquilizer darks, the big one, which is essentially a big LMG, a barnacle grappling hook, which allows him to get around places. I've already mentioned his cybernetics, like him being able to jump super high. He can fly. He just randomly can fly for like no particular reason. Most cybernetics, his arm can turn into an RPG, which is pretty cool. He has a crowbar. Let's talk about the clones, shall we?
Go ahead.
When Dr. Coomer kind of goes absolute psycho and wants to end everything, he jumps Gordon with a bunch of clones. In that specific room scene, in the Half-Life of the commentary, it is stated that there are 100 Dr. Coomers in that room. Dr. Coomer himself states that he has 300 clones. Now, what's important about these clones is that they should be the exact same as Dr. Coomer, because of, in the commentary track, basically, what happens is, Tommy ends up defeating these clones, kills a Dr. Coomer, and then Dr. Coomer gets up, comes around the corner, he's like, oh, you killed all of my clones. And basically there's this, it's not really clear if it's a clone, like an evil Dr. Coomer clone that they were fighting, or just Dr. Coomer himself, and they intentionally left that kind of vague. The important thing is that Dr. Coomer, upon these characters' deaths, the clones, he will gain in power. Now, we can kind of assume that this just kind of adds to his physical capabilities, because later on he performs a feat where he destroys the top of a tank after all these clones have died. Now, what's very interesting is that there's a calc about what his maximum potential is, which I think is awesome. Like, if you assume that all of the clones have the same power, which I think is fair because of the feats that are performed later, he should get up to 3.5 tons of TNT when he absorbed all the clones, which would add on to his own already. That's a large building, and then he'd add on to his already 20 tons feats. If you want to scale him to the 20 ton feat, because basically I'm using the... Oh, Germ has disappeared.
Oh, Germ. Oh, back.
Hello, Germ. Basically,
We'll go back.
it's debatable if you scale the Dr. Coomer's, like, his cybernetic feats. But if you're just scaling base cybernetic feats, you can add 3.5 tons onto his already 20 point something feat. So these clones would, like, mess Spamton the hell up. There's 300 of them. Like, put that into perspective, and they are just seemingly, they just swarm. They're like bees, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it would allow him to get, like, close and stuff, and be able to use his strength.
Well, Spamton also has clones of his own.
Yeah.
Spamton can fire pretty much as many goddamn as he wants.
He
Tiny versions of himself. There's no limit to how many he can do.
but
he can do it over and over.
he only
forever.
uses so many in a cycle.
Still, it's a random number.
But
He can fire mini versions of himself, which which can also attack the soul directly.
yeah.
So those other clones won't be too much of a problem, considering Spamton can make just as many eventually.
The issue I have there is that, like you said, he can make them eventually. Coomer just has these 300 clones that pop up, you know? Like, he's not going to be...
Right.
He's not going to be...
But if I remember the context, he can't just summon them. It took time.
They
Time to get...
They just kind of appeared. There's just no real, like the context of the scene is Gordon, he swims, pokes his head up, 100 Coomers there. 300 by, you know, what they say. 100 by Gmod, because probably it would have crashed if they actually did 300.
And I think scaling the clone Coomers to normal Coomers a little contentious.
They should be the same.
considering how easily it is for the other characters to just murder them instantly, which is like a running gag.
It was Tommy, and we know Tommy would scale above everyone else. Which is what you said yourself, because he's G-Man's son.
True, but I think they just kill bullets.
Hmm?
Don't they just die with bullets?
Are we really gonna get into anti-feats?
I'm just saying that I think scaling them directly to the higher end stuff, Coomer, is but
I'm scaling him to the low tier stuff, which would still get the 3.5 tons. That is low end.
And do all the clones have cybernetics? Is that what you're saying?
I said if you believe that they have cybernetics, you can get higher.
I personally would not say that they all scale to him. And if I remember, I don't even think they attacked anything.
They are like
maybe it was implied.
They are like perfect. Like I'm pretty sure one of the characters is like like I stated something. It's like, oh, it's it was Coomer. I think it might be Coomer himself. He's like, oh, the point of a clone is that like it's the exact same. You can't just be like, well, maybe he's lesser than Coomer. Then no, then he's not a clone. The definition of a clone is the exact same.
Right.
You are now fighting with the definition of a clone.
But Spamton can also clone himself, so it doesn't truly matter considering.
Yes, but
considering they're similar in terms of the.
Those clones are at least decently weaker because they're not direct clones of the Neo version.
Oh well, are you changing what a clone is now?
Yeah, because it's cloning the smaller one, not the bigger one. Do you have proof that it's cloning Spamton Neo, even though they both look like...
No, he's not cloning Spamton Neo. Spamton Neo is his own form.
It's all ASMR?
Yeah, I leaned close there.
The smaller Spamtons are just the normal basement, which should still scale to the, with Chris and Susie and Raziel.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, but... The Coomer
those really can't be attacked either. At least not in this segment where they're used. Maybe Coomer can do it, but I don't think so. And they also can hurt the soul directly, so it can ignore any normal durability that Coomer may have had. Unless Coomer has a way around soul hack.
There's not a direct thing, but I do want to argue Deltarune soul stuff. And this is kind of getting into Undertale, Deltarune, Soul. Do you believe that, Soul stuff? There's, characters being able to physically guard, which lowers the damage that they directly take to the soul. Pieces of armor, which should have no...
It's heavily implied in Undertale and Deltarune that the soul is, like, inside of the body of Frisk and Chris. So I think the implication is... us dodging with our soul is us dodging with our body.
I still I think that it's pretty debatable. Okay, let's go into some other stuff, shall we? Because I do have other points as well.
I do as well.
A point that Vanek made in the chat is that Spamton turning huge seems like a big counter. Do you want to go into a bit of that?
Yeah, Spamton can make himself into a giant form, Spamton Neo, which, this is basically a stronger version of himself already, which can do a lot of the, reality warping and lots of the powers that he can use later, which I'll talk about. Spamton, uses magic. He does not really use, normal technology. Well, he uses technology, but not really normal technology. As a Darker, all Darkers use magic in terms of attacks. He can also just increase the size of his head for no reason. He can just make himself big, and he can also, like, when he speaks, the text that he speaks out of is like attacks. It's a projectile that can be fired, which is really funny. I don't know if does Coomer have any way around text attacks?
Am I with the text hack, so basically, does he have a way around basic attacks? Yeah, having a speed advantage. Yeah, I bring up the big form because Coomer also has a pretty big final form type thing, which is his kind of super big buff play coin farm. I'll get into the play coins later because they are important to the debate. But there's the main character of the main villain is a character named Benry. He kind of just wants people to play the PS3 with him, you know, as you want to do. And the characters weren't able to harm Benry at all. He basically took a form of something that was only described as a contortionist's nightmare and upscaled everybody in that room. So Gordon, Base Coomer, and Tommy himself. After he was able to take his final form, he was jumping up and he was like beating on Benry. And Benry up to this point shook off everybody else's attacks, but as soon as Coomer buff and like hit him, he was getting knocked down and about, and eventually he was beaten by everybody as well. So like having a big farm isn't actually going to help as much as you think it would, because Coomer has fought a big farm because Benry was giant at the time because he had control like over mostly everything.
I forgot to say this, but Spamton can also fly with Neo. He can also fly as much as he wants to. He also has energy production. He can fire lasers out of his own being. He has slight regeneration, not to a super important extent, but he can regenerate after a while. He can attack enemies using sound waves, air, light. He also has he can summon beings. He can summon Pipsis, which is not really going to help, but
yeah.
He can do that. He has resistance to cold damage. He can also heal Pipsis if he needs to, but again, Pipsis isn't going to do a whole lot, but he can do it. He can also self-destruct, and he can survive his self-destruction. He's able to upload himself into disks, becoming pure data.
That's my knock. I'll be for a minute now. You guys keep talking.
That's fine.
Explode a moment.
I'll talk about the reality warping when he gets back. But he is like an email incarnate, so he's not like a super normal being.
Sorry,
with his reality warping, in this fight,
we're doing the cast a lot earlier than usual, and it's like 6:30 my time, which is like lunch. I'm assuming he said some really nice stuff about me.
Yeah, Soul's a good dude. It's really nice. You should subscribe.
Wow.
He keeps me prisoner here.
True.
Okay. Question.
What's your question?
Can Spamton resist mind manipulation?
Yes.
Can he?
Yes.
Example?
Because WG Gaster tries to possess his mind. Tries to break out of it. So, yes.
That feels like a fan theory.
But it does happen. In lots of the texts, something talks as through Spamton, which is implied to be Gaster, but it could not be. Something talks through him and Spamton can break out of it. So yes, he can resist mind manipulation.
I feel like that's just not...
It is.
No, I feel like that's just not comparable.
I think with further research that might be something to acknowledge, but as is, I don't think we can really take that as anything solid.
Yeah.
Well, what else would that be?
Well, I also you're not a. It's like it's based off of what you're saying. Like its effectiveness and how it really works would probably like need to be seen and not just said. You get what I mean?
Okay. I could try to pull up a clip of it.
If you want, you can try to do that.
Cause Spamton could not Spamton. Coomer can enter the mind and is stated to be able to control people's bodies like puppets. Because he enters Gordon's mind and starts speaking through him telepathically. And after the good Coomer comes back, because he can feel everything his clones feel, which gives him pretty good battlefield knowledge, he's like, oh, since crawling into your mind and making you my puppet didn't work. Let's try this other thing, you know?
Okay. It's a little contentious of what this is, which should be explained probably in later chapters of Deltarune. But something talks through Spamton, and he can break out of it. It should be here at 243, I think.
Okay.
Hey, I can pull it up.
I'll look at. If you don't want to pull it up, Salt, I can just look at it.
I got
and...
Just playing on stream, so you can look at it.
He goes, help me. He goes, what? No, I didn't say anything. Like, he breaks out of it.
2-4. Why is this the most viewed part of the video? Like, the exact time frame that you said.
No, I didn't hear anything just now. I still don't think you could quantify that as mind manipulation resistance.
Well, even then, if Coomer does mentally manipulate Spamton's mind, there's another force in Spamton's mind that's beyond that.
Okay, can you prove that force is gonna do anything?
Okay, can I give my thoughts on that real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, I do think that there's, like, something else there, like, maybe a different, like, personality or mind, like, in Spamton, but I don't think there's enough evidence to prove that was someone, like, trying to take over his mind.
I guess it's a little contentious, but I think he does, in a way, have resistance to mind manipulation, considering how fucked up his brain is.
I have fucked up brains. I'm immune to mind manipulation. Thought.
That's like saying... That's like saying Jeffrey Dahmer is resistant to mind manipulation.
No. I'm thinking like... You know what I'm trying to say? It's not that he's crazy, it's just that there's like... His mind is literally broken. That does not work the same way as other characters do. As you just saw in that clip. He goes, what's going on? Like, something else talks through him.
Oh.
Maybe it's another personality, but...
There's an equal argument to be made that, like, the thing goes, oh, help me, and then stops, and Spamton has no awareness that anything even happened, so... Is he resisting it, or is the thing letting him go?
Or is it passive and he doesn't know he has it? Like, there's a lot of what-ifs.
But still, I think still having something like that can help him.
I think there's something there, but we just don't have the time to dive into it.
No, just that we don't have the time. We don't really have, like, a lot right now from Deltarune.
Maybe in other chapters it'll be explained better.
Hopefully it's meant
maybe we'll come back to this.
Yeah, maybe when Half-Life AI 2 and Deltarune whatever comes out.
Yeah, God knows when that's gonna come out.
Oh, yeah, Coomer has battlefield removal. Pretty consistently.
What is that? How does he do that?
He just does it.
But what does he do?
He just teleports the characters. Like, I'm not being funny, it's just him teleporting the characters. There's nothing fancy.
Like, is it like telepathic? Is it upon touch? Like,
No, it just happens.
You got.
Like, I don't know I don't know how to explain it apart from, like, it happens. Like they go from different areas and stuff.
I'd have to see some context for this.
I don't know what else. Why am I getting like 500 pings now? If I try and pull up a bit of context.
Because is this just like actually in the story of him doing this, or is this just like
it's one of his
Gmod him having to do
it's one of his like
bro.
It's one of his weird like abilities, you know?
Because there is things that's like, well, this is just Gmod. It's like,
no, it's not. It's a plot. It's like in the story, they're trapped, and Coomer's like, okay, wow.
Yoinkly sploinkly.
What?
That's like yonkily spikily, and then he sends him away. I don't know if I'd be able to find a specific like thing right now, but it is very much just an instantaneous like ability thing, and it's pretty.
But where does he? Where can he? Where's the farthest he can teleport them?
I mean, he can teleport them to, like, different rooms in Black Mesa.
But again, it's not. Is it really battlefield removal? Or it's just like teleports you to another room.
Yeah, that's literally battlefield removal. Considering that this fight, assuming that all of our fights take place in a neutral location, unless it's like, you know, story fucking based stuff. Yeah, he would just battlefield him, and then that would count. Yeah.
I mean, sure, I guess, but if you can't like teleport him to like a place where Spamton couldn't just come back.
I mean, assuming that it's a neutral battlefield, can Spamton teleport?
No, but he can walk.
Yeah, but I don't think. And I like then, by like DB logic, if he's out the battle for like so long, then it'd be over.
But I think like you're kind of giving a no limits fallacy to that a little bit.
Not really.
If he could just teleport around Black Mesa instead of like, there's a difference between teleporting to a different room than sending somebody to like a different dimension or something.
I mean, but still, it's still something that he can do, and not only that, he can open portals through time as well.
Like, he can do this.
Yeah, he can open it's like the Hulk green door. you know the Hulk green door he comes back through. It's like that, but with time manipulation.
What? Okay, sure.
How do you guys think that Coomer's immortality resurrection abilities would affect the fight? Yeah, Coomer.
How Coomer?
I need further elaboration on that the resurrection thing, because I don't know if he can just straight up resurrect.
Who?
Coomer. That is.
I don't think he can't, like, I don't know if he could do that.
That's why I'm asking for elaboration.
Also reality warp. Standing reality warp areas he's in pretty easily, and if they're in a neutral zone, then he should be able to reality warp and stay safe from any form of battlefield removal. Considering couldn't do since Coomer couldn't even do the same to Benry, and he also had that similar kind of reality warping abilities.
I don't know. I think that's too incomparable thingies.
Yeah, to talk about that for a second, Spamton Neo can reality warp his entire arena for the battle with Chris, Susie, and Reziel.
Coomer goes.
What'd you just say?
With Susie, Chris, and Raziel. Isn't that his name? Raziel?
Ralsei.
Whatever. Ralsei. I always call him Raz.
I've never heard it pronounced like that.
That's how I saw it, because isn't he like Azrael, but dark?
No, it's Ralsei.
Whatever.
Maybe, I don't know. Sorry, I was just, sorry.
Ralsei. I call him Raziel. Sorry if that's weird. Ralsei. With Ralsei. Yeah, he can reality warp the cars to look like him. He can reality warp the background. Make it pretty much an infinitely long track to fight the gang as long as he wants. So I think in a neutral location, he can pretty have a big advantage where he can pretty much make the arena his, considering how much Coomer struggled against Benry until
he beat him.
Well, he didn't beat him. They all beat him.
Yeah, but he did the significant damage.
True.
He literally went into his super play farm, jump, knocked it about.
But he needed to play with Gordon to do that. Correct?
Why wouldn't we be giving him playcoin powers?
Because Gordon had to do that for him.
Also, in the same argument, then I'm gonna make that Spamton Neo. He shouldn't get Spamton Neo then. If you want to make that argument. Because he needed Chris to do that.
Did he? I don't think he did.
Yeah, no, he did.
He just kind of did it.
No, he did. He needed Chris to get him the thing.
I mean, I guess, but he actually didn't need a coin from Gordon to do it. But for argument's sake, Spamton could give him the coin. He has helped opponents before in the mid-fight.
And if he used the word and if he used something to do with money, I would not be surprised.
So yes, Spamton could just give him like one. Yes, sure. give it to him.
To go into your little point, Hartley, because you're mentioning, yes, the reality warping would get city level, yeah, which would be more powerful than what Coomer has. You'd have to prove that it would scale to AP, which you just can't.
It does not. It does not. It does not scale to AP.
You
But
can't.
it does help him in terms of environments and battlefield removal.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
but
know
then
about
also,
the time thing
yeah,
he can do.
which would allow him.
I don't know how is that combat applicable.
He just
Besides him just
time, huh? Thanks for the tip. Time, huh?
I don't see how that's a big deal when considering Spamton city level.
Hmm?
And again, does Coomer have any way around Soul Axe at all?
No, but I think
Yes,
being faster, being stronger, having the clones, which means, he's gonna be able to overwhelm Spam. Like, he can die.
Well,
he can die
he's not
at
really
least.
faster, considering Spamton's higher end stuff can get faster.
No, I can't.
Even by like a little bit stuff, he could. Even if it's by like 1%, he could. Maybe Coomer's stronger, but his weapon-wise, he kind of just has guns.
Yeah, but the gun should scale to his
And while Spamton has energy production, air, light, firing lasers, can he scale to a laser dodging feat at all? Then how can he dodge that?
What do you mean how you can dodge that? Can you prove that the lasers are real lasers? To be if you're making that argument.
Okay. Okay. But still, I think it's there's still like tons of stuff that even if and Spamton should be able to dodge bullets. There's no reason to say he could not do that.
Yeah, but it's not the bullet argument I'm making the close range argument.
I mean, true, yes. If Coomer did attack him just with his fist, he could hurt Spamton. But Spamton can also ignore everything with Coomer and just attack him directly into the soul.
If he'd have the 300 clones attacking him.
And Spamton can also make clones to attack the clones.
Yeah, but that also requires a lot more.
You could say it was a clone war.
Starting with the reality warping, he could take the clones somewhere else.
Okay, no.
Which-
No. He could take them somewhere else. Okay, why didn't he do it to Chris, Ralsei, and Susie? Can you prove why they didn't do that?
Because he wanted to fight them.
Okay, so he wants to fight them, but he doesn't want to fight Coomer, but then also Coomer can just summon his clones.
He probably doesn't want to fight 300.
So now you're trying to make a... Oh, is it in character? Sorry, I gotta do a pin.
Not really.
Is it in
but
character to send
he has
him
a way
away?
around it.
Like...
He does have a city level reality warping that can affect the environment.
Yeah, the environment,
So
not
he can't
people. Not people.
Create a big wall, a big dome wall around them, and then fire a laser and destroys Coomer's soul.
Okay, Coomer goes back in time.
What? How would he go back in time when his soul's destroyed?
I mean, before then, he just goes back in time.
Unless you're saying that the VR characters don't have souls.
That's a weird...
Which you could make that hard.
That's a weird thing to get into.
Do computers have souls?
Do computers have souls?
disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Spamton also has just an arsenal advantage too, which Coomer only uses his fists. It's not gonna help him too much. How much
Yeah, one more ability. Just one more thing. Coomer has access to the... what is it? The Black Mesa Sweet Voice, which is this like weird, like lights thingy, which can empathetically.
Yeah, that's
calm.
more of a. I guess it can calm Spamton.
Yeah, it can calm
down.
people down. Yeah, so it could make Spamton calm, and then make him not want to fight.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I would honestly be surprised if Spamton's ever been calm in his life.
That's kind of like it might work for a second, but then he goes, big shot in his head, causes like glitches out, and then
He just explodes.
No, you'd have to prove that Spamton could resist emotional manipulation. You can't just say, "Oh well, he just fight it back." Bring it.
Well, it's not like it's hypnotizing you; it's just calming you down. He's still fighting to the death.
But still,
Does it just make you like passive? Is that what happens?
I mean, it does pacify, so yeah, it would pacify Spamton.
When does that happen?
What do you mean, when does that happen?
When did they use the sweet voice to make somebody not an enemy?
When did Spamton fucking reality warp a wall and a dome over people? Come on now, Pin.
Well, I'm just saying that.
You can't glass house me.
I don't even know what you said.
You can't glass house me. You can't be like, oh, here's something that I'm
just saying, like, his environment manipulation could, like, temporarily at least, get rid of the Spamton clones and then attack Coomer's
I still
soul.
disagree with the environment thing, especially when he never uses it.
He has direct environment manipulation.
Yeah, but he never uses it. Actually,
Terrestrial.
he doesn't actually use it in any of his attacks, so it's not in character, as Pin would say.
Well, technically he does, considering he uses it for the combat against them.
No, but he doesn't use it. He uses it to change the environment, sure, but he doesn't use it in the actual...
And the only reason why Chris hurt Spamton Neo is because he has a long-range advantage. But again, Coomer's long-range stuff is mostly just guns, which Spamton could just dodge.
Oh, wait. Doesn't Spamton have the big weakness in his strings?
I mean, yeah, but he has to punch them, which Spamton could just dodge.
He has 300 clones that are basically either faster, by a significant amount, by the way, or the same speed.
Not really at all. Not really at all.
Yeah, really.
But,
can you bring up
he
your
also
number?
has bonus Spamton clones, which he can use against them.
Can you bring up your numbers again for speed?
I don't. Didn't we just agree on the stats, basically? And he also has Spamton clones, too. So the numbers advantage isn't really prevalent.
Because I mean I could get Coomer even higher. I was saving this speed feat for later.
Well, what is it?
It's the Coomer. Again, it's the higher end of the Coomer jumping feat, which would give you mark 4,944.
Which again, I'm going to put in contention considering there is no real space in the canon of that universe.
All the Darkwood feats never happen.
But that is a real place.
So... I don't know,
about
man. World where nothing...
Well, we are getting closer.
Characters who have seen space.
We are getting
We're getting close to the end.
Do you have any...
So,
any
final win cons?
You can make your final argument.
I think Spamton, they either have similar speed or Spamton can get slightly higher in terms of speed, and he also has clones and can attack Coomer's soul directly, and also has reality warping that can affect the environment, which I think just those advantages would just destroy Coomer, considering none of his long-range weapons could even hurt Spamton. Your turn.
My turn, is it? Coomer should be significantly faster no matter what ends you use. The best feat that Pin provided was the 600 lightning feat, but now I've literally just provided a 1,900 feat, which would completely dwarf anything that Spamton would have. Coomer can use a lot of his different hacks, including his BFR teleportation abilities, his time travel abilities. He's got a strength advantage with every clone dying up in his strength. I don't know what else there is to say, really. He's better in terms of combat experience. Spamton has no way around stuff like mind manipulation as well. Yeah.
Okay, so are we ready to make the poll?
We got to hear from our...
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Judge?
Okay, so this is really hard to decide on, actually. This isn't like last time where it was like clear cut.
Oh, fuck.
I think I'm gonna go with Coomer, just because the clones, I feel like even though Spamton, like, he has his own clones, but, like, killing them, like, just increases the power of Coomer. And Spamton, like, if they're even in stats, any stat increase would, like, make the gap too big, I think.
Okay.
That's fair.
Now we got the vote.
So, I'm gonna go with Coomer, personally, this, like, based off what you guys have said. So, it's not gonna be easy.
This is a very close fight. Very, very close fight.
It's really fun.
You did a good job arcing yourself. I didn't know Coomer was that powerful.
I finished watching the series 2 hours ago. And I watched them.
You know what's funny? I actually never beat Spamton when I played Deltarune.
Did you know?
I did not. I beat Jebel though.
Big fan. He should not. Now they're gonna call you. People are gonna say that you threw.
How did I throw?
Because you never beat the boss.
I was going to talk about the Spamton sweepstakes, but I don't know if that's actually canon or not.
I will say, like, stuff like newsletters, sweepstakes, all of that, I'm pretty sure, is, like, contentious continuity.
And I don't know if that really gives him anything except for, like, he can be beyond reality or some
Okay, I waited a while, because it was tied up for ages. Minute passed. Coomer has won by 1 vote. Jeez.
Wait, you waited a while while it was tied, but you made it. What?
I was waiting for the minute to go down.
Okay.
Because I leave them open for a minute, and it was like tied for like a good.
Coomer won by 1 vote, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah.
The music stopped.
Oh.
Why is it trying to do Cuphead bosses? You can have Cuphead music now.
Go ahead, Joe.
Bro, Cuphead music? Is that a hint towards the next cast?
No, autoplay is, apparently.
Could be. You never know.
It's not.
Cuphead versus Springtrap.
Don't listen to Pen. I thought I was screwed.
Really?
I thought I was done for.
Well, I still don't understand this time travel thing. I know he did that, but it wasn't really going well. Really?
It's just Green Hulk, though.
Green Hulk door. That's the best way you can explain it.
I think we should definitely revisit this when more stuff comes out for both of them.
Yeah.
Because it's really close, weirdly enough.
Yeah, the cast has proven that.
1 vote. That's crazy.
Yeah. Then again, we had 9 votes.
Oh, never mind. Jerem, any thoughts? Thoughts on everything?
Nothing I haven't really said already.
This is a weird matchup, I'll tell you that.
It's weird. I'm surprised Pin didn't go into the Snowgrave stuff. And
There wasn't a ton to go into, really, to be honest.
I mean, if I remember correctly, at the end, like, Spamton, like, takes 0.1 damage.
That's contentious. I could have talked about that, but there was a lot to go over.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing Devil versus the Snatcher YouTube chat.
Never.
If we were to do the Devil, I wouldn't want to do Hades versus the Devil, personally.
Also, to reply to Cormac Draw's stuff from earlier, Coomer did win, but we are not going to do Uzi versus V1 just because he won.
What is the correlation?
What?
What is the correlation?
This guy kept saying Coomer sweep, and then said, if Coomer wins, do Uzi versus V1.
You know what? Honestly?
Honestly?
I don't know anything about either of those 2 characters, but I will say it's under my radar.
No.
How about that? Who is Uzi?
Murder Drones.
Who's V1?
From Ultra Kill.
Ultra Kill 1.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay,
yeah.
maybe.
Dr. Coomer's weird because I kind of had to do a lot of the research myself. Apart from having the stats, his abilities are very, like, not well documented.
I'd actually really like to see this matchup happen, to be honest.
Yeah, it's my favourite for both. I don't care for Spamton. It's just feeding Spamton to a fucking Mario character, and thematically it's boring.
I don't even understand it, besides them kind of having a similar vibe.
And they look similar.
Did you just say a very Mario character? What does that
Well,
even mean?
Mario Stan's like multiversal or some insane bullshit like that.
Average, yeah, Farfall's like stupid.
But don't call him stupid. He's
He
not
is
stupid.
stupid.
Well, guess what? Fallout's about to be in Fortnite.
Yeah!
So,
Yeah! Yeah!
Why is that exciting?
What?
You locked in, what?
What? I'm pulling a Dr. Coomer.
I don't. I thought you were like yes for like a scale or something.
No,
I don't.
I just want to crack 90s as Frank Corrigan. They will not add Frank Corrigan.
If they did, can we do, we'll do V1 versus the Uzi if they put Frank Horrigan in Fortnite.
No.
Don't confirm that.
No, I'm not risking it.
But you know what? If they did add Frank, we're gonna do Fluttershy versus Fiddlesticks. That is 100% confirmed.
No.
I think I genuinely mentioned everything I could about Coomer, though. I think the only thing I left out is he started an underground boxing ring in Black Mesa.
Yeah, I forgot about that time travel thing. I don't know if that's actually besides him just like leaving. He could leave. Bye.
I mean, he does, like, it's time travel, so it just goes back to the start of the fight.
Should
Sorry
we
again, guys.
end
We're
it-
super early.
Hmm?
I was about to say, should we have stopped the broadcast? But never mind.
No, we're fun. People are enjoying
Uh,
it.
We're almost wrapped up. We're almost wrapped up anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry again, guys. We had to start early, but we had to make sure that nothing was wrong. But considering it,
Yeah, it's better that we started
What's
early
wrong?
because it went wrong.
we haven't really talked about what's gonna happen next cast, really, to be honest. But
Pin, are you here for the
talk.
next cast?
yes. What are you saying that for?
I just thought you were like going away for a bit.
Oh no, I'm on vacation right now. But I snuck this in.
Yeah, Pin did this on vacation.
I'm literally
So are
on
you
my
gonna-
phone. I did all the feeds research.
Are you gonna be here for the next cast?
Probably, unless you guys want to do like a bonus one.
Yeah, we
Okay, thank goodness. I was so scared.
Basically, we were talking about the potential idea of, because we have a lot of matchups that we want to do, and like it's not always going to be me and Pin debating. There are some matchups that me and Germ want to do, Germ and Pin want to do.